Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. A state of emergency is in effect in Lika's flooded Kosin Valley. 5 communities are currently only accessible by boat. Water has flooded around 50 homes. The new snow has slowed the inflow, so the Lika River has been swelling at a rate of 1 centimeter per hour, averting a disaster of a larger scale. The Army has come in to clear the snow from the road so that emergency supplies can get to the flooded villages.
Look, we're underwater here. We can't go out. We can't let the sheep out. We're stuck. Nobody's gone down there. I don't blame these people here. They need to be sent. There's nobody down there. We got a few boats, and that's all we have in Donji Kosin. What about supplies? Nobody's brought anything.
We expect flows to stagnate in the afternoon and overnight. After that, everything depends on the amount of precipitation.
Emergency measures are also in effect in Jasenovac. The Sava River has reached a record high of 922 centimeters and is rising at a rate of 1 centimeter per hour. It is expected to swell an additional 20 to 30 centimeters. The Army has been brought in to help. The flood crisis management team was joined today by Prime Minister Andrej Plenković.
We were saved by the fact that last year we completed 6.5 kilometers of levees in Lonjsko Polje, and we were able to retain about 100 million cubic meters of water there. This bought us 2 days during which we were able to hold back the water and reinforce the levees. We've been building these levees for years. Water management authorities, according to a report we've received from the head of Hrvatske vode, Mr. Đuroković, have been monitoring the situation closely throughout the year to determine where the levees need to be reinforced. It's important that this is done systematically and that potential issues are detected early to prevent a breach.
Rivers are reaching their peak in the Sisak area. Here, too, emergency flood prevention measures are in effect.
The main road from Stari Brod is closed. We've informed all of the emergency services so that they can organize themselves accordingly. The school in Farkašić is closed until the road will be reopened.
Students in Hrvatska Kostajnica returned to school today after the building was checked for structural damage from last week's landslide, which wiped out several homes. Geologists and structural engineers say there hasn't been any more movement in the building. The Una River is holding steady and life is slowly returning to normal. However, a dozen families that lost their homes in the landslide are still waiting at a local hotel to find out where they will be living.
Do you know where you'll be staying? No, we're waiting to find out. Grandpa and I are alone.
We are working closely with Mr. Nikola Mažar and the Construction Ministry to resolve the housing problem for these people and to get them into housing that is at about the same as they had before the disaster.
The Autonomous Trade Unions of Croatia Union Federation says Croatia is the only EU member state where salaries are lower now than they were in 2010. That is, workers earn less than they did before the global economic crisis. They are calling on the government to reverse the negative trend. They also argue that better pay can prevent the current exodus of Croatian workers to countries with better career opportunities. Nepotism and cronyism are the hallmarks of the HDZ's rule, said SDP MP Bojan Glavašević in response to the news that Tonko Obuljen, the brother of Culture Minister Nina Obuljen-Koržinek, has been named to the top position at HAKOM, the agency that regulates electronic communications and postal and rail services.
In all of these cases, there is a common thread, and that is the so-called added value you have if you have a friend in the HDZ or have a family member in the party. And of course, there is the mandatory HDZ membership card.
Prime Minister Andrej Plenković said today that there was no conflict of interest in the naming of the brother of the culture minister as the chairman of the HAKOM Council because he is a qualified candidate that's been working in the sector his entire career. The HDZ's Virovitica-Podravina County branch is the fifth HDZ county organization to back the ratification of the Istanbul Convention. Health Minister Milan Kujundžić underscored today that the main aim of the document was to prevent and combat violence against women and domestic violence.
The convention has a small problematic part that has to do with gender and NGOs, which is creating some conflict. But I believe these differences will be resolved. More importantly, we will get the maximum legal protection from all types of violence.
After visiting Argentina and Chile on her South American tour, President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović has moved on to Brazil. On her final stop in Chile, she met with members of the Croat community and business people of Croatian origin in Antofagasta.
The Croatian people have settled all over the world, and that's why it's so important to strengthen our ties and create a strong sense of national unity, something I like to call a global Croatia.
In sports, the Croatian national football team has departed for the United States. There, the team will play 2 friendlies over the next 8 days. The team will train in Miami tomorrow and square off against Peru on Friday. 4 days later, Croatia will play Mexico. Dejan Lovren is staying behind because of a foot injury. So is Mate Mitrovic, who has an injured hamstring. Ivan Santini and Marin Leovac are also out.
We can't expect too much. Our goal is to go and play some good games, win and prepare for the World Cup.
Moderate to heavy clouds are expected throughout most of the country tomorrow. Dalmatia can expect occasional showers, and the mountains and Posavina may see some light snow overnight and in the morning. Heavier clouds and rain are expected again in the evening. There will be light to moderate north-northeasterly winds in the interior. The north coast can count on a moderate to high northeasterly wind, which will reach gale force in the Velebit area. Dalmatia will see a northwesterly, which will shift to a southeasterly late in the day. Morning lows will range from -5 to -1 in the interior and from 2 to 7 degrees on the coast, slightly warmer in the far south. The day's highs will be between -1 and +4 in continental Croatia and between 7 and 13 on the Adriatic. Wednesday will be cloudy with a chance of snow in the interior, mostly in the mountains and in Slavonia. There will be a moderate to high northeasterly wind. Conditions will improve somewhat on Thursday when it will be partly cloudy, but the morning will be very cold. Partly sunny skies and warmer temperatures are expected from Friday on. On the coast, it will be mostly cloudy and wet on Wednesday with a high northeasterly wind. There is a chance of some snow in the north. Partly cloudy conditions are expected on Thursday, but the south will see some rain. Conditions will improve from Friday on.
And that brings us to the end of the news. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow.